did she call her employee the N-word, or did she just admit that she's used it before in life?
She just admitted that she's used it. So, so the latest is that Food Network has said that they're not going to renew her contract. She's now lost her job.
Her lips and teeth are too shiny for me.
Well, you won't have to look at them anymore.
Good.
And this whole thing started because she's being sued by an employee, or I believe maybe the manager of her restaurant, who says that it was she was sexually harassed and it was a culture of like sexism and racism at this restaurant. Paula Deen gave a deposition.
Paula Deen didn't sexually harass her, though.
No,
but and that she didn't put a stop to it.
Right.
Right.
I think that Paula Deen's brother may have been the one.
Paul.
And no, Bubba. Well, Earl, actually, but goes by Bubba. And Paula Deen gave a deposition where she was asked, have you ever used the N-word? And she said, of course, and then went on to say a bunch of things, which I think perhaps the most shocking thing is that Paula Deen is speaking as if, well, everyone does this. This is totally normal. And so that started making the news, and then it started getting kind of worse and worse. Also, she wanted to have a Southern plantation-style wedding for her brother and said like a bunch of really offensive things in discussing that.
But they have that on tape, or they have a transcript or something like that. So, I mean, this is accumulation of things.
It's an accumulation of some of it's from the National Enquirer, which is questionable, but then some of it is Paula Deen in her own deposition, which is videoed, and she actually released an apology.
All right. So what I'm saying to everybody is nobody can say with an honest face they've never dropped an N-bomb, but they can say, I did not call my employee. Actually, my twins. Actually, one of my twins. I don't want to get the other one in trouble. But especially when you're, 55 or 60 years old or whatever Paula Deen is. So everyone has dropped an N-bomb, but has anyone directed it? I thought the problem was she directed it at an employee or something like that. But this is just a sort of gathering of racist whatevers. Because is there a human being over the age of 40 who go, have you ever said the N-word? And an answer just look in the eye and say no. I don't,
but how?
But so it's how it's used, right?
Because people are, yes, but it's interesting because people are like, I tweeted a pretty innocuous joke about it, and then people are like, "Oh, come on, how many times has the N-word been said alone on the Adam Carolla show in the last month?" And I wrote back, probably zero. Like a lot. It's really, really fucking weird to me that people are defending the N-word.
Well, but here's what I'm saying. It's like saying not exactly analogous, but it's like saying, do you have a knife? Have you handled a knife? Yes, but have you stabbed anyone with this knife? Meaning, what have you done with this weapon? In other words, if everybody I know has dropped the N-bomb, but have you done it towards somebody or tried to hurt somebody with it or tried to get them fired or upset them? Or, what are you doing?
Well, it's a very interesting distinction you're making. I don't know. The sense I get is that she's wielded this knife.
But I think I think it's more also the Food Network just backing away
that's
from
the thing.
just, hey,
yeah.
we don't need. I think that.
Right.
I think that's the reason.
That's
they're
actually
not
the part that makes me kind of shudder at her having lost her job is just that it speaks to our culture of people being so averse to controversy rather than the content of the complaint. Like, I'm sure Food Network, regardless of what it was about, is like, this is bad. Fuck that.
Well, it's also at the point where you're seeing this stuff on these entertainment shows. It's like, she used the N-word, like, at somebody? Because, again, let's not
I think that she did herself no favors by apologizing and by being so open about like, well, yes, of course, I have.
Well, because it's like, look, it's like, I don't know. Look, I don't know. And, again, I hang out with a pretty racist crowd. But let's be honest. Do we know an adult that has not said that word?
Adult?
But
well, how about kids? If you've sung along with the Jay-Z song, or I'll be conservative and say half of the rap songs, you've said
I feel
that
like
word.
that doesn't count.
It doesn't count? No.
Well,
there's degrees.
you used the word,
count.
but what have you done with the word? Is my question. What have you done?
That's my question to you. Like, in what way are you talking about it? Like, using it in a joke?
Well, like, you use it in a joke. I mean, we can all agree that if everybody's going to say, have you ever said the N-word before? Then everyone's going to say, yes, I have said the N-word before. Now we're going to take it to another level. Have you ever said it in the presence of a black person? Have you ever directed it at a black person? Have you ever said it in a way that a black person were like? You ever drop an N-bomb on Leon Lett?
No. No,
that's
but I don't mean to be have a stick up my ass, but like I don't think I've ever said it except in a discussion of the word. That's
all
how
right.
much. But and I don't mean to say I'm better than everyone.
Well,
but
you understand. Okay, but I don't know. It's like everyone has masturbated. Where have you done it? Have you done it in a schoolyard? Have you done it at home? This is one of those things. All right, maybe you've never said the word that wasn't prompted by someone else saying the word, but you did say the word.
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
In a discussion of the word.
Right. And then the question is, what have you done with the word? It's who have you intimidated with the word?
Right.
Where's the damage that you've done with the word?
I think yes. I think for Paula Deen, it's damaging that she wanted to have a Southern plantation style wedding and she wanted to have right.
But what we're doing
dancing,
is we're all the news there's a couple kinds of news stories. There's the news stories where people go, hey, a boat overturned and 26 people drowned, and they go, that's a news story. And then there's the news stories where they go, we get to seem holier than everyone else by being disgusted at whatever thing that either we've done or we know someone who's done or we've done worse, but we're going to pretend like this was huge. And that's kind of my whole like Alec Baldwin thing. You know, he got pissed off at his 14-year-old daughter. He called her a piggy girl, and everyone was like, oh, my dear Lord, when everyone has flown off the handle and called everyone. And then the people go, really? Really? A young girl? It's like, first off, she's fine. Secondly, I'm sure he was a much better dad than 3/4 of our dads. And we have this righteous indignation, but it's not really, we're not as upset about it. We're not worried that he's going to call our daughter a piggy girl or that there's going to open the door for dads calling their daughters piggy girls.
She revealed something that we've agreed you don't reveal to the public. And didn't seem to be aware of the rules.
Well, what we're doing, we're making this huge mistake in this country, which is we are taking people that either make jokes or have said this word or have used it in some context and turning them into racist, meaning people who go out and cause harm to people of another race intentionally, either hold them back from a career standpoint or a coach that doesn't play them because of the color of their skin or whatever. I know a billion people have dropped an N-bomb. I don't know any of them who've physically used either the word or that mindset to hold back a black or anything, any race, by the way. I mean, this goes for every race. You think about every race has an N-word. Every race has a version of that. There's a Jewish version and a Chinese version. All right, every comedian and every guy, every locker room, everybody I know has thrown around one or more of those versions for every single race, sometimes including their own. But who's actively gone out and done something about it? Like they went like, hey, I wasn't kidding about that whole chink thing. I'm not hiring a Chinese accountant. I'm not going to work with these. Like,
think twice about that.
You know, who's ever taken it? So my point is we try to take all the guys in that locker room and turn them into racists. No. You got to go out and do something. I don't. And this thing is like, well, it's a mindset or something. No. I know a million guys that have fucked around with that language for every race and never gone out to police it or put it into action. In other words, we have built this bridge and this horrible society we've now created, this bridge between the people who think something or say something and the people who do it.